And it is time for the Garden Doctor here on AM 1430 WBEV and streaming live on Daily Dodge TV video. You can check it out there. And, of course, as usual, we're on the radio station here at 1430 AM. We invite your call at 885-4446 if you have any garden-related questions for someone whom I believe is joining us for the first time for the Garden Doctor Show, Leah Stark. Good morning, Leah.
Good morning.
Now, is this the first time you've been to our fair station?
Second time.
Oh, second time. Okay. Do you remember the first time?
I believe it was last fall.
Okay, last fall. Very good. Well, tell us what you do at the Jung Garden Center and some of the skills that you have.
Sure. This is my second year as manager there at the garden center. I started at Jung's in 2003 in greenhouse production. So I spent most of my career there in the back greenhouses until the position for the garden center manager opened up, and I've been there and I've enjoyed it. I've loved working with the customers. Every question is different, so it's always a challenge, and we strive to find the correct answer, and our staff is great. They're great with all of our customers, and we really enjoy seeing everyone that comes through our doors.
Indeed. Yeah, you started in 2003. Are
Yes.
you from the area?
I am not.
Oh,
Nope.
really? Where do you hail from?
Minnesota.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Do they have crops in Minnesota, or is it too cold up there?
No crops just yet. But they've had a lot of rain, too.
Oh,
so.
yes, they have.
Yep.
Yes, they have. So how'd you hear, or what brought you to the greater Randolph area?
My husband is from the Cambria-Partyville area.
Really? How'd you two meet?
He took a job after college in Rochester, and that's where we met.
I see.
Yep.
You never know where love will take you.
Right.
Sometimes
right.
to Rochester. And, of course, Leah's here to answer your garden-related questions at 885-4446-1920, 885-4446. Now, this being on Daily Dodge TV, did you bring anything with you, Leah, to show the boys and girls?
Yes. Yep. I have some annuals here with me. I have this product. It's called Dog Patch. It's perfect for filling in those bare spots in your lawns that your doggies have
Visited,
used. Yes. Yep. You just simply rake the area and you apply it. It's a seed and mulch in one bag. Just water it in and it should grow.
Nice.
Now is the season to apply crabgrass. So I do have a crabgrass preventer. And also to start thinking about some broadleaf weeds too, Creeping Charlie. So I also have the Weed Beater Ultra, which I know Dick recommends quite often too. Mm-hmm. Yep, and it comes in, both of these come in concentrates and ready to spray options. So we've got plenty on our shelves, so come on in if you need either of those.
What should we be doing with our lawns right now? I understand, if the forecast is right, that we're coming into some warmer weather and a little more sunny weather coming up. What would be a good time to really get that lawn in shape, and what should you be doing at this time?
So right now you could be raking your lawns, get some of that dead grass out of it. Any reseeding that you need to do, now is the perfect time for that.
Okay.
The only thing is, if you're applying a crabgrass preventer, you take note if you need to reseed any areas, because the crabgrass preventer prevents the seeds from germinating, which includes grass seed and other weed seeds as well.
What is the trick to, we're just going to lay some grass seed down. How should you handle that? Do you maybe dump some dirt over the newly...
Yep, so you could do that, or you could work up the existing area.
Okay.
Put your grass seed down. Some people will use a straw mulch over the top of it. Some people prefer not to. Just kind of depends on the space that you have and the area that you need to reseed. And then germination, you need water, of course, and some warmth to it too. Yeah. And kind of keep the birds out of it too, if possible.
Yeah. How far behind are we with this gosh awful cold weather we've been
Right. I feel we're at least a couple weeks behind.
Is that okay?
Some of the cold crops, the broccoli and cabbage and radishes, could have been planted a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
In a normal season. We've been so cold and so wet. We do need the moisture. We're still kind of coming out of our drought. So the moisture is a good thing, but it's just kind of hindering
Yeah.
all of us farmers. I know they're struggling too.
And then the cold rain is that necessarily a good way to beef up the water tables when the rain is so cold? Does that affect anything planted?
Some things it will because they need a warmer soil to germinate.
Okay, yeah. And how do you tell the temperature of your soil?
There are soil thermometers available.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, and of course, if you want to know what your soil is made up of, is that where you maybe take to the county extension, or who do you send that to?
Yep. You can send it to the extension or to the UW lab, and they'll give a thorough analysis on your soil pH and the micronutrients in your soil, what you need to add or what you need to decrease, or it's a pretty thorough test, and I highly recommend it. I think it's like $15 to send in a soil sample.
Okay. Well, now what would you send a sample in? Like a big vanilla envelope, or?
So if you're doing to the UW, which is probably also part of your county ag agent too.
Okay.
There's specifications, and it's all listed on their website.
Okay. And their website is?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's like UW Soil Labs.
Okay. People can check that out.
Yeah.
We do have a caller. Again,
Yes.
885-4446, 1920-885-4446. We usually have callers that are waiting that don't get on the show because we ran out of time.
Sure.
So let's call now because there is a line open. But let's go to our first caller. You were on the air with Leah Stark of Jung Garden Center.
Good morning. I'm finding out the hard way that our dog is gone now, that she was actually our watchdog watching the deer at night, and they have come and invaded my tulip bed and eaten them off.
Yes.
What can you do?
Some people will it's not very attractive, but they'll make like a chicken wire fence that just sets over top of the tulips.
Pretty much the damage is, they were out there 2 nights now. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep, the damage is done, and unfortunately, they're a one and done bloom. So there are some repellents out there too. We have Repelzol, we've got Deer Off. There's 3 or 4 on our shelves for deer and rabbits, granulars and liquids. I have heard, I don't know what the product was called or where they got it, probably Amazon, but it was like 2 red glowing eyes. And a customer just said this to me a couple days ago, that they had these red eyes out in their gardens. And when they took the eyes down, then the deer came and invaded their gardens. But the glowing eyes at night kept the deer away.
Oh, well, I
Sounds scary to me, but
bark overnight, and we're like, "What's wrong?" And she's probably scaring the deer away.
Yep.
And now that she's gone, I go out there the other night, like, "Oh my goodness, eating them right down to the ground."
Yep.
So, what attracts deer to tulips?
I think it's just the new growth. They'll eat just about anything, even their plants that are supposed to be deer resistant. The new growth early in the spring, they seem to nibble on just about anything, even rhubarb, and rhubarb is one that they're supposed to avoid.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But if you put sprays on it with the rain, then you'd have to reapply it because it would be washed off.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I said they've gotten 3/4 of them eaten off on me now.
Yeah.
They really went to town now Monday night.
Yep. They can do a lot of damage in a night.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Best
Thank
of
you
luck.
very much. Yeah, we have a lot of young pines on our side field, and we did the old, the fencing around it.
Yep.
And it seems to have really helped with those bucks that kind of rub their antlers on the trunks. They couldn't get at it
Yep.
with that
Yep.
fencing. All right, let's go to the other line, 885-4446. 1920-885-4446. Good morning. You're on the air with Leah Stark of Jung Garden Center.
Good morning. Just a quick question. If you ordered some barewood trees for Wisconsin, when would they be delivered?
So I believe all of our regions are open now, so I would expect them within a week or 2. I know
All right.
the crews are working hard trying to get all the orders out, so If you haven't received it by next week, I would certainly give a call. I'm
Alrighty,
sure it's
thank
on
you.
its way.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
All righty. Quick question, quick answer. We're here with Leah Stark, Garden Center Manager of Jung Garden Center, and we await your call, 885-4446. Kind of walk us through the physical layout of Jung Garden Center, Leah. What will people find?
Sure. Walking up to the store, we'll have our potted roses out in front for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Inside our store, you'll be greeted by our associates. We've got plenty of houseplants and all the products available in the store. We still have bare root material. That's in the back of the building. Outside, our greenhouse is just starting to fill up. We're expecting our tomatoes and peppers and vegetables tomorrow or Friday. More annual shipments coming in today. Our tree lot is open and ready to go. Lots of shrubs out there as well, so that you can make a big circle around and find just about anything you need.
And always friendly people there to
Yes.
answer any of your
Yep.
garden-related questions.
Yep.
Let's go back to the phones. You're on the air with Leah Stark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know, a lot of times if you plant daffodils, just a couple of bulbs in with the tulips, that deters the deer.
I've tried that before, and they still got
It
all my
didn't work?
tulips. Yep. I thought I would outsmart them, and that didn't work at my house.
Oh, well then, sometimes it does and
Yep,
sometimes
right.
not.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
That's
Bye.
when the power of prayer comes
Yes.
in. Yes. Let's go to the other line. You're on the air with Leah.
Good morning. Do you have any beaver dam pepper plants this year?
I'm not sure what varieties we're getting for our pepper plants just yet. We haven't received any tomatoes or peppers just yet. We were holding back because we don't have a heated greenhouse, and with our cold nights that we've been having, we wanted just to keep them tucked into their growing greenhouse where they were. So I would say give us a call tomorrow, and we can let you know what varieties we have.
Okay, but you usually do get
We
beaver
usually
dam
do.
peppers.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Have we had supply chain issues, Leah, over at the store?
Yes. More specifically with fruit trees.
Okay.
Some of our potted shrubs that we buy in from outside vendors, such as like magnolias. But yeah, a lot of fruit trees are limited stock this year.
All right. 885-4446-1920. 885-4446, the number to call. How about let's talk a little bit about pruning. Is it still early enough in the season to prune, or what are the kind of the bylaws?
Yep, depending on what it is, I wouldn't do any pruning on any fruit trees anymore this
Okay,
year,
okay.
unless it's necessary, broken branch here and there. But fruit trees generally you do in the middle of the winter. Spireas can be cut almost to the ground. I leave mine like a foot to 18 inches tall. So they benefit from a good pruning. Anything that flowers in the spring, you want to wait until after they're done flowering.
Okay. I always forget what I did the year before when it
Right.
comes to pruning hydrangeas. We got a couple different types of hydrangeas. Is there a hard and fast rule with that particular?
Yes. So the Annabelles, which are the big white puffy balls,
Okay.
or any of the paniculatas, which are like the cone-shaped ones, those
Okay.
you can, the Annabelles you can cut right to the ground. The paniculatas, you want to cut the blooms off. You can do that right now.
Okay,
The
just
ma-
cut the blooms off. You don't
You
have to
c-
go way down.
You can go down if you want.
Okay.
To maintain the size that you want.
Right.
The Macrophyllas, which are like the pink, purple, or blue ones,
Yep.
you want to they flower on old wood. So
Okay.
any old wood that you have, you want to wait until they start leafing out, and
Okay.
then cut down the winter dieback to those new buds.
Okay. Okay. I think I got those. I got that tip good now. I don't know why, but I always forget what I did the year
Yep.
before.
Yep.
I guess it's easy to do. 885-444-6192. 885-4446 if you want to get on the air with Leah Stark, garden center manager of Jung Garden Center. Hello, caller. You are on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Question for you.
Yes.
I have a pine tree, kind of a large blue spruce, I believe it is, which I have trimmed up to make the bottom a little skinnier so you can mow around it. I was wondering, is there anything I can plant under there, like a ground cover that would grow? I know it's probably pretty acidy from all the needles, but I was wondering if there's any type of plant that I could put underneath there.
There's not really a whole lot to go under pine trees. I would recommend maybe like a Vinca, a perennial
Okay.
Vinca, or Pachysandra. Those are ground covers. They'll do well in the shade, and they will they'll fill in the area nicely once they
Yeah,
take
it's a
off.
fairly sunny spot.
Yep.
You know, it's getting pretty much sun now that I've got that trimmed up about 6 feet, but it's just nothing grows under there but weeds.
Right. Yep.
Okay, some Vincas, you said.
Yep. They should do okay for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. Yeah, not only do you guys dispense great information on flowers and whatnot, you also have a wealth of information concerning whether to plant this in partial shade or this in almost all sun.
Right.
That type of thing?
Yep. We've got a vast number of plants that can tolerate the sun, the shade, you name it, and everything in between. So our staff can certainly help you out for whichever area you're looking to plant in.
All right. Let's go to the phones again, 885-4446. You're listening to The Garden Doctor here on WBEV, and we are streaming live video on Daily Dodge TV. So give us a call. We go to our next caller. You are on the air with Leah Stark.
Hi. I have some hydrangea plants that were planted probably about 6 or 7 years ago. They don't get much sun. They get some morning sun. The first year they bloomed, they have not bloomed since. I get nice green leaves, but no blooms.
Did they have flowers when you bought them?
No, they were green plants when I bought them.
Do you remember the name of it?
No. I
Okay.
don't.
My thinking is you probably have a Macrophyllas, and those, they bud on old wood, and a lot of times our winters will kill those flower buds. I too have one of those that is green all summer long and no buds, and that's part of the problem. A lot of times what we need to do, and I can tell you this, I'm not a good follower of this, just because I have too many other things going on. I don't think of it in the fall, but to cover it up with a bunch of leaves or mulch in the fall,
Okay.
kind of helps protect those buds that are on the old wood on those plants.
Okay, and so in the spring now, there's the old roots or whatever you call them, the shoots that are coming out that
Yep.
are dead.
Yep.
Do I break them off or what?
So wait until the new growth starts to come, and
Okay.
then prune back to where you see the new growth.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep, you bet.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, we explored the wonderful world of hydrangeas about 5 years ago, and they did kind of come on really nicely the first couple of years, and lately it's been okay, but not a whole lot of the flowers.
Yeah, and that's kind of a problem with the Macrophyllas type. Those are the pink, purple, and blue ones.
Right.
And they need a good fertilizer. They need good acidic soil too.
Oh, okay, so they're fertilizer hungry?
Yeah,
Oh.
you need a soil acidifier to keep them blue. But then a lot of times it's the winter kill that kills off the flower buds.
Yeah. All right, 885-4446. How is the rose bushes? What are rose plants and bushes? What is the thing to do with them right now?
So right now you can certainly uncover them and prune back any tip die back. A lot of new growth comes out red, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, my flower or my roses are coming out red instead of green." But that's just because they're using the red pigments from the sun, the plant, and then once they get into their full photosynthesis, the green will start coming out, the chlorophyll. So not to worry if your roses are coming out red. But yep, any pruning, tip dieback, give them some good fertilizer. And some warmth. We all need this warmth.
Don't we all? In many ways.
Right.
I've seen this in some areas, and I've heard it's bad, and some people said you should do it, and that is raking up like your dead grass and putting like them around your trees, right at the base of the trunk, and have it covered all the way around with dead grass. Is that good or bad? I've heard both.
I personally don't like to use grass clippings. I would just prefer like a wood mulch instead.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can use grass clippings. Some people use them in their gardens too. You just want to make sure, like, if you're using your grass clippings in your vegetable garden, that you aren't treating your lawn.
Okay. Gotcha.
You don't want those lawn fertilizers in with your vegetables.
We have this really, really old package of Miracle Grow. Is there like for lack of a better term, a freshness date to use Miracle Grow, or is it just as potent 5 years later as it is when you first buy
so
it?
they don't typically. A lot of fertilizers don't expire. Yes, they do lose their potency, if you will. I would just toss it out and buy fresh.
Okay. I know my job is on Saturday.
It's not that you can't use it. It's just
Right,
you
it's
know.
not as-
Yeah.
It's not as potent.
Yep.
We're talking with Leah Stark, Garden Center Manager of Jung Garden Center. This is the Garden Doctor. We invite your call, 885-4446. We have time for at least a couple of more phone calls, so give us a call. Tell us about your website, Leah, what you got there.
So the Jung Seed website is different than our garden centers. And I'm not exactly I mean, the website you can navigate pretty easily, search the product that you're looking for. A lot of items are sold out online. There is still time to order whatever is available and still have it shipped to you yet this year.
All right. And also, do you still send out those catalogs in the winter?
We send them out in the winter time. Our first mailing goes out just before Christmas, and then our second mailing is in February. So if you did not get a catalog this year, you can go online and request one. That puts you on the mailing list, and you would then get our summer catalog. They aren't shipping out any more spring catalogs this year.
Okay.
So then it would start with the summer catalog, summer-fall catalog, and then on that list for next year's spring catalog.
So there's two for the year round, one in the spring and then one in the summer and fall?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. 885-4446. We do have time for another call. We're joined by Leah Stark, Garden Center Manager of Jung Garden Center. Tell us a little bit about the people you work with, Leah, and a little bit about how they know what they're talking about when you ask them questions.
We've got a really great staff all around, not just in our garden center, but throughout our whole company. Everybody is very helpful for everyone. Even if you don't have a staff member comes in with not a lot of knowledge, I mean, you pick it up really quickly with all the questions that come in. And we've got a horticulturist on staff. We've got Dick that we can go to. I can't say enough good things about everybody that we have because everybody's very knowledgeable and a lot of experience, trees, shrubs, perennials, and we're just all helpful all around.
Sure. I know for our longtime listeners, they know this, but maybe someone just joining us for the first time. The Randolph store is not the only store you have in Wisconsin.
Correct. We have one in Sun Prairie. We have one on the north side of Madison and one on the west side of Madison. We have a location in Stevens Point, and we just opened a pop-up store in Appleton.
How's that going? Because I know, Dick was talking about that when we first started doing the spring session of shows.
Yeah, I think it's going really well. They've had a few challenges, but they've worked through them. Sales are going good. They're trying to get all their nursery and everything up to them right away so they can get some sales. It's hard to compare because We weren't in that area last year, so they're testing the waters, if you will,
Okay.
On the location and Appleton. Everybody seems to have a warm response to Appleton, so they're asking that we stay up there. So
Nice.
fingers crossed that we will.
Yeah. First word in Appleton is apple.
Yeah.
Great. Now, you mentioned the pruning. Why this is just kind of a off-the-wall question. How come you can plant pear trees, but you can't plant orange trees? What is the difference between the ones you can plant anywhere in the country and the ones you can only plant in warm weather?
Orange trees are not hardy to our areas.
Okay, so it's
meaning that
hardiness.
they won't.
Okay.
Yes, they won't survive our winter. You could certainly try growing some in a big flower pot, but that's a lot of work too. You'd have to bring it in and out.
Yeah. And what are the different types of fruit trees do you offer over there?
We have varieties of pears and plums, a lot of apple trees, few cherry trees. They're kind of in short supply this year, as well as peaches. Peaches are in short supply too.
Okay. Now, do you sell like implements to use in the garden, or strictly is it more the plants and the seeds?
Yeah, we've got a lot of fertilizers that go with all of the apple trees, fruit trees, perennials, annuals, you name it, we've got it.
All right. So get out there and head out to Jung Garden Center in Randolph as we are about to wrap up the program. I just want to ask you, Leah,
Yep.
what got you interested in this type of pursuit? Was it when you were young? Did you grow up on a farm or like a place that had a lot of gardens and everything?
Yep. So I grew up in a small town. My mom always had a garden. My grandmother was on a farm. She had a great big garden, and I just remember always being out there, always helping in the garden. And I wasn't quite sure when I graduated high school what I wanted to do, and I thought, well, this is easy enough, and I'll just start there. And
It's one of the prettier careers.
Yeah.
Surrounded by beauty.
yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure. All right. Well, Leah, it's been a pleasure. Once again, tell us the hours at the Randolph store and if you know what the hours are at the other stores.
Sure. Our hours in Randolph are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 4. We are closed on Sundays. Our Madison stores are open, I believe they're 9 to 6 and 8 to 4 on Saturdays.
All right.
Saturday and Sunday.
Leah Stark, Garden Center Manager. Thank you very much for stopping by. Will we be seeing you next week, or do we know?
I don't know. I'm sure Dick will be available next week.
Okay, be chomping at the bit to
Yep.
get over here.
Yep.
All right. Leah, it's been a pleasure, and
Yes.
you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, and that is the Garden Doctor for today.